What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, so there's a little bit more alpha being leaked by none other than Agrode in MavChat, and I know many people don't necessarily follow MavChat, and I'm only in there every once in a while, but I tend to see whenever Agrode is getting busy and getting chatty, just because there's some interesting information that exists here, or that he's at least put out here into the world. So he's talking about getting excited for Rift Watchers and TD, which is Tower Defense, both of which I think we're going to get information on this upcoming town hall, which is on Tuesday this week due to the holiday here in the US. And so what's interesting is that Agrode is saying that I think Tower Defense will finally nuke the DEC supply out there. Which Neil says 6.4 billion DEC out there currently, and I'm going to take his word for it. I know it's probably at or around that amount. Last I checked, I know that we have seen a good amount of packs bought since the last time I looked, but we'll take Neil's word for it because Neil is good with his spreadsheets, right? So 6.4 billion DEC. So then Pick here asks, will Tower Defense use our cards? And Agrode says 16 million of Tower Defense to be sold. Now, I don't know what this is, and I don't want to go back and ask for clarity like an hour later. But 16 million, if he's responding directly to this, I would assume 16 million is the amount of cards, not necessarily the amount of packs. Because if we're doing 16 million packs, I mean, we're already struggling to get through 15 million Chaos Legion packs. I cannot imagine for the inception of a game to have 16 million packs being sold. I can, however, see maybe 4 million packs of 4 cards each. Again, this is all just a speculative stretch, right? 4 million packs of 4 cards each that, drive or get us to that 16 million total cards available. Again, I have no idea. But he was saying Tower Defense may not, but the long-term plan is to stake cards to improve towers. And when he's saying stake cards, that is talking about the current Splinterlands cards to be able to use either summoners or monsters. That has been teased, but there's no information out there. And he's saying that this was probably going to come at a phase 2 time. Also worth noting is that the third-party contractor / partner building Tower Defense, they're working with us a bunch already, but we're not pulling any of our normal dudes. Okay, so and he says pretty certain SPS validators, 4 validators is coming Tuesday. It got bumped because of a bug that we pulled him off to fix, and I think that's it. I mean, then they start talking about SPS to the moon, which, we're not going to necessarily get into here. So let's go back up, and there's a couple of things that I want to point out here, because Agrode's getting excited about Tower Defense being the thing that drives massive sales. Well, sorry, massive sales of Tower Defense being the thing that drives DEC essentially getting nuked, right? And all of that extra supply being, I would assume, burned, although, again, this is a partnership with another company, so I don't know if DEC is necessarily going to be burned, because when people buy Chaos Legion packs, that is not burned. That is considered company revenue, as well as if this is a partnership with new packs, these aren't like the old dice packs. I would assume that the partners want to get paid, unless whatever the case is, maybe the arrangement is something different. Maybe there's a fee that's been put in, and this is going to be a way to burn I'm sorry, not SPS, but DEC. So keep in mind, this combined with what we heard in the last town hall is if packs for this Tower Defense are going to require DEC and then also have a voucher component involved with them, that could be interesting. We already know that SPS is going to be needed in its entirety for Rift Watchers, and for the pre-sale at least, there will be a voucher component as well. So on the same day, in the same week, we are going to hear probably, I don't even know. I mean, there's going to be some crazy hype that probably happens at this point in time. I know a lot of people are excited for both Rift Watchers and Tower Defense. I mean, I'm excited about Tower Defense, and I like the idea of Tower Defense. I mean, I like the genre of Tower Defense, I should say, and I like the idea of it existing within the Splinterlands universe. Excuse me. And so, I do plan on seeing what the situation is and potentially buying some Tower Defense packs. Now, here's the thing, though, that I want to maybe temper some expectations, including for Aggie if he ends up watching this. So here's 6.4 billion DEC out there right now. Let's say there was no Tower Defense. Could Chaos Legion burn that amount? Well, and here's the thing. Chaos Legion doesn't burn it, right? But if you take a look at how much we would need to eat up out of the market, right? 5 million packs times 4,000 DEC per pack, and everybody should be buying packs with DEC right now because you get them on a 30% discount. That's 20 billion DEC right there that would be taken off the market. Granted, Splinterlands would be holding it, and whatever market activities that are used with credits, they would be paying that out on the back end. So it's not necessarily burned, which brings me to, again, this is speculation, which brings me back to Tower Defense and the potential for it to be a DEC burning mechanism. Because otherwise, why would Aggro think that Tower Defense is going to be a DEC? It's going to nuke the DEC supply out there. So again, I don't know. I'm laying out the actual words that have been said. I'm combining this with what was said during the last town hall, and I'm trying to paint a picture here that makes the most sense. And I'm doing this very publicly with you guys because I want to know where I'm seeing this wrong, where my perspective has some blind spots. But in either scenario, if DEC gets eaten up, either not being burned and being used as company revenue, which is fine, or if it does get burned, that could be pretty huge. Now, combine this with vouchers as well, and vouchers are essentially going to have double utility given to them in the next week here, or in the next couple of days. I mean, obviously that combined with the fact that you still get the 50% discount on node licenses, and SPS rewards for validators are going live in the next couple of days here. I mean, I've already talked about potentially wanting to get another node license. So I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting things happening here, and we're about 4 days away from the town hall. So I'm just going to leave this information here with you guys. I do, though, want to hear your perspective on this. When you read all of this, when you hear my analysis, when you think back to what was said at the last town hall with vouchers potentially being used as a way to get discounts that are honored at like the $3 value, for potentially the Tower Defense game, that combined with potentially DEC burning, I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff here that could affect the overall economy due to the way that the tokenomics are now structured across SPS, DEC, and vouchers. But this gets me excited. Like I said, I was just reading through this and I was thinking through the implications. And once I started crunching numbers and saying like, well, Chaos Legion would eat up a lot of DEC. Of course, the company would be holding that. And if you go with the idea that Tower Defense being sold for DEC and being a DEC sink essentially by allowing DEC to be burned, I don't know. It gets exciting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to leave it there, and then we can continue the conversation in the comment section. But otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.